Today I want to tell you about Melinda. Over the past 3 weeks, Melinda has been attacked with an avalanche of abuse. Rape threats, death threats, torture threats. She's been sent child sexual abuse material, she's been sent pornography, she's been accused of pedophilia and encouraged to kill herself. There's been threats to make rape porn using her photo, made videos. People have made videos up to 4 hours long, spreading lies and misinformation about her. People have threatened to hunt her down. They've called her all number of horrible names. They've described women as sex objects and property. Her social media account and emails have been flooded with hate comments, many from accounts created specifically for abuse. Incredibly abusive memes and deepfakes have been circulated designed to ridicule and publicly humiliate her and discredit her and more. And I'm sorry to say that over the past 3 weeks, it's not just been happening to Melinda. It's also been happening to Coralie, to Caitlin, to Renee, Bernie and Lynn. But why? Why are these specific women being targeted with such horrific abuse? Back in April, there was a small but significant change in the online gaming world. A platform named Steam removed a rape simulation game called No Mercy. This came about because thousands of people emailed the company, tens of thousands, over 70,000 signed a petition calling for its removal. At the time when it was discovered, this group of women also discovered almost 500 other games on that platform depicting rape, incest, sexual torture, and child abuse. And these games are openly accessible to anyone, including children. So these women, who are part of a group called Collective Shout, contacted payment processing companies, given that they derive financial benefit from facilitating the sale of these games, and asked them to cease processing payments on gaming platforms which host rape, incest and child sexual abuse themed games. Now, I won't repeat the descriptors of these games. If you're interested in either understanding what is so abhorrent about them in specific detail or understanding some of the threats that have been received by these women, the details are on the Collective Shout website. But through their advocacy work, these brave women and the thousands of people who stood up with them have successfully had hundreds of these games delisted. And it didn't stop there. At the end of July, thousands of games glorifying rape, torture and sexual violence against women and girls were delisted from gaming platform Itch, while it carried out an audit to determine if the games complied with updated terms and conditions of payment process gateways. Now, the backlash against these actions has been massive claims, large petitions claiming that these infringe on the freedom of expression. And Caitlin, who works with Melinda, voiced what so many of us believe when she said, "I don't think men's speech should trump the rights of women and girls. Violence and dehumanisation of women should not be acceptable outcomes of free speech. We also have to consider whose voices are being heard and whose are being silenced. Does free speech apply to women, to survivors of rape and sexual assault? Do we have a right to object to speech that promotes and normalises violence against us?" The irony is that the retaliation that has been poured out really underscores the fact that these types of games encourage such violent behaviour. So while there's been some changes in the online gaming world, a greater cultural shift is required. It's very clear that this sort of behaviour online and the behaviour that's happening out of the online space is unacceptable, but also very difficult to combat in a legal setting. Melinda and the women at Collective Shout are brave to put forward a vision to see a world free of sexploitation where the objectification of women and sexualisation of girls is unthinkable. So today I'm standing with Melinda, I'm standing with Caitlin, Coralie, Lynn, Renee and Bernie and calling it out. I'm backing in the UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls, Ms. Reem Al-Salem, who has called for action against this torrent of abuse, specifically saying, I expect and hope all those that have a mandate to act, be they state institutions or businesses, to put an end to these threats and to the violence. Ms. Al-Salem continues to say no one has an unlimited right to freedom of expression. If it incites violence, misogyny or hatred against a person or a group, including women and girls, or a group of them, it is prohibited under international law. I pledge that I will do what I can in this place, and that includes calling for greater cultural change and calling for more funding in future budgets. Tackling family and domestic violence in particular, and violence more broadly, is completely a bipartisan goal. And that means that we believe that it's important. We believe the current situation is not good enough and that Western Australians deserve better. But as a member of the opposition, it also means that this issue is so important that I have to raise valid concerns and highlight that things are not working, all as part of trying to make change in this space.